Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about Maverick and about Maverick ordering. So I want to kind of go through kind of to help dealers as well as customers out there understand the process and how these vehicles are supposed to be ordered, because it is a little different than a typical vehicle and a little bit different than the way we did for the Bronco and the Mach-E. Now, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, hit that red subscribe button down below so you can get subscribed over to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you get notified the next time we have another video uploaded to our YouTube channel. And don't forget as well, if you like this video at any time, go ahead and smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. So let's jump right in. We're going to talk a little bit about how some of these vehicles are being ordered. There are a lot of, I'm hearing a lot of stories out there where customers are saying, well, my dealer says that they haven't had any of their orders pulled yet, and it's been like a couple months and they haven't had any pulled at all, or they don't have any allocations and they haven't had any allocations for a couple months. Now, one of the things that if they actually put the vehicle in and they went through the order verification process, they would have to have some in there. So I'm going to break this down. Ford actually put out this little handy Maverick reservation order job aid that the dealerships could access through their online website, just like we did, so they can understand this process and how the orders have to be submitted. So I'm going to actually read a couple lines here, but not use all of it because some of it is probably proprietary information that you're supposed to be disclosed just to the dealerships. But I want to help all of us understand that. So hopefully Ford understands that. Then I'm just trying to relay a message to help you customers out there, as well as some dealerships out there that maybe don't know about this process, and hopefully this can help them out and help their customers get their vehicles scheduled in a timely manner for those local orders that they have. So one of the things that Ford has in here, I'm going to read this line for line on like a couple of these here, but one of the things it says is that dealers will be required to process all orders via the WebDo, and then will be asked to enter all orders in ROVP for retail verification, and also to be included in scheduling above allocation process. So that means that you have to submit those orders in that way. So you have to put those in that way. Also mentions in here that dealers must upload proof of retail order into ROVP for verification in order to be scheduled and built. So they have to be put into this system to be looked at and scheduled. And the reason that is that Ford is focusing in on these retail customers, these retail builds, instead of all the stock builds for the dealers. Like right now, we have the vehicles we have coming in off the trucks right now are all sold vehicles that we ordered several months ago. Ford's had some chip issues and such. They want to focus in on those those special custom builds, and we've been doing that with our customers ever since Ford told us, and they told the dealers about the ROVP. They've told us to do that, and what they're going to do is like what we do on any orders. If we submit an order and then we take it through the ROVP, then we don't use a stock allocation for that sold truck in a sense, or whatever it might be. And so then that way we still can get those stock allocations. So when it comes to Maverick, dealers are only getting 1 or 2 stock allocations. Some dealers that did that adopted the early ROVP on their Maverick orders and were doing it correctly the first way, the very beginning, got a couple early ones. So we got 4 for our dealership the first month that we could go ahead and schedule in late July, and then we got 3 more in August. But this month there were no stock allocations, so they were all retail allocations based on the ROVP. So you must do that. It says all approved retail orders will be scheduled above allocation. So I'm going to show you a clip here. That actually is a little demo, a little graphic that is on this job aid. It kind of shows a couple different process. Now at the very beginning, June, July, early August, you submitted a reservation on Ford's website. That lead came in. It came in as a lead to the CRM for the dealer, and the dealer should reach out to the customer to connect with them and to convert their order over, and then they would submit it through the WebDo. Now you just have a direct order. So instead of having that reservation, the customer would just contact the dealer. They would contact them, and then you go and submit the order through the WebDo. Then you have to go through the ROVP, scheduling, and delivery. So that's kind of how that process works now. So question for you might be is, what are the steps? What has to be done by the customer? So pretty easy steps in this job aid to kind of go through this. Basically, I'm going to break it down so that if you're a dealer out there and you want to know this, you don't have to go digging for it and find it. I'm actually going to deliver it to you right here in this video. But if you're a customer out there watching this, this is something you can share with your dealer and say, hey, I want to make sure, did mine get processed through the ROVP? And they said, what are you talking about? If they're, if they seem like they don't know what's going on, well, we submitted your order. That's not the only thing, so you might be able to share this video with them, or at least give them these steps. You can write them down if you want to and share them with them. So the first thing you want to do is a customer visits the dealership to order their Maverick vehicle. The dealer will need to enter all order details into the WebDo system like normal. A lot of dealers are doing that. They're submitting it. Once that's done, that's when you get the email as a customer from the dealership, as long as they put your email into the WebDo profile for that customer. So you probably said, well, I received my email. I should be good, right? That's only one step here in this process. Step 3 we want to look at says dealer goes into the Maverick ROVP system and clicks on direct order enrollment page and uploads all required documentation into the ROVP system to receive priority scheduling and allocation at Ford. So that has to be done. That's the other step that has to happen after they submit the order. Then they have to go into the ROVP and they have to put the documentation in there. What documentation do they need, you might ask? Let me go over that with you. So the first thing, a couple different ways you can have this done. We do actually all 3 of these just to make sure we have no problem getting ours approved. One of them is a signed buyer's order, clearly showing the customer's name, order number, and eligible order date with copy of customer's driver's license. They want to see that this is a real person. I want to see that driver's license. We want to see that buyer's order that's signed by the customer. Should be good. The other way it says, or you can take the WebDo, the web-based ordering screenshot, clearly showing the customer's name, order number, and eligible order date. Usually it has to be signed at the bottom. So we actually submit both of those. We submit the WebDo order sheet, filled out the bottom, sign. We also submit the buyer's order, and then we do a copy of driver's license. I don't think you have to do all 3, but we want it to go through as quick as possible. So we go ahead and submit all 3 and let Ford know this is a viable, real retail order in the system. So those are the things that you need, that needs to be submitted with that. So then it says after that, at that point, the program headquarters will review the dealer uploads and determine a decision, either going to be denied or approved. Either way, you're going to be they will notify the dealer. If you're denied, they may tell you what you're missing. They may not tell you what you're missing. If you're approved, they're going to tell you you're approved and the vehicle is scheduled. So at that point, step 5 is all approved orders in ROVP are sent for priority scheduling above allocation as needed. So that's the system that needs to happen. So you may be out there and maybe you have a one in there, you got the email, you got it's WebDo, I'm good, right? Then usually the question I ask a lot of customers that have reached out to me, whether it be by phone call or by messages on Facebook and Reddit and such, is what I usually ask them. I said, did they get a copy of your driver's license? Did they have you sign a WebDo sheet or a buyer's order? And if they tell me no, they didn't do those, then I said, then more than likely you did not get submitted through the ROVP, and your order is not being looked at right now. So you need to make sure and go to the dealership and say, did you submit my order into the ROVP and did I get approved? So they need to be able to say yes to that. And if they don't know, they don't know sure what's going on, you can share this video with them and hopefully help them out. So that is one reason maybe your vehicle didn't get scheduled, is if your dealership didn't go through those steps to order your vehicle in that manner. Make sure they did that. Another reason they might not is if they don't have allocations. So here at McArthur, we have over 300 orders, and last month, I think the first month we had 16 orders that were pulled. Then we had 25 the next month, and this month we had 45 pulled. So you can tell we're not to 300 yet. So we've run out of allocation. So what happened this week, we noticed Tuesday, Wednesday, we had about 59 orders that were pulled down into priority 2. That means they were previewing as possibilities of builds that they could go ahead and build, considering any constraints for maybe different equipment that they have or parts that they need for those builds. So they had 55 viable orders that they could go ahead and pull. We had 45 allocations, so the first 45 out of those 59 They were scheduled this week. The other 14 are going to go back in there and be looked at the next time that we have allocations, which is going to be the 1st of October. So if you have an order in at McArthur and you didn't get scheduled yet, didn't get scheduled this Thursday, don't worry about the next couple of weeks. You're going to see people doing screenshots that mine got pulled, next Thursday and the Thursday after. But McArthur, we don't have any allocations left. Now, why would other dealerships have allocations and they didn't fulfill them the first week? Well, that would be if they didn't have any orders that were fulfilled with what they're looking for. So there are some commodity or some constraints because of parts, and one of them they did tell us, and they tell all Ford dealerships the same thing, is if you have orders in there, let's say a dealer has 5 allocations and they have 10 orders in the system, right? And of those 10 orders, let's say 7 of those orders have the tonneau covers, right? Which Ford told us is that they're going to pull 0% with the bed covers and 0% with the optional spray and bed liner. So let's say 7 of those have tonneau covers. They may pull 3 of those. But then they still have a couple allocations left because they didn't have enough orders to fulfill all their allocations that week. So then they go to the next week, and then so then we get scheduling notes usually that tells us, if there's any part constraint. So if those other 7 orders, if they look at it and they go, well, they all have, we're not pulling any tonneau covers or spray and liners, and we're very limited. They're going to only do 14% XLT luxury packages and 17% Lariat luxury packages. They're not going to be pulling those other 7 orders, and they're going to have those 2 allocations sitting in there not being used until they have an order that fits that bill. Here's a fun one for you. We had a customer this week on Monday, this last Monday, they actually ordered with us. They ordered an XLT with a 2.0 EcoBoost engine. They did not add a luxury package. They added a hitch on the back, and they added a 400-watt outlet. Guess what? That order got pulled on Thursday. So we had it not only submitted the order on Monday, we had it approved and everything before previewing on Tuesday. And then so that order got previewed because it fits all the things they're looking for right now. They want quick, fast builds to get as many of these out as they can. And right now there must be something in the luxury packages that are eliminating how many they can do during that production cycle. And because of that, they're only pulling 14% of the XLT luxury package of builds and only 17% of the Lariat luxury packages, 0% with the tonneaus and 0% with the optional spray and bed liner. So just kind of let you know that. So we have several orders, that didn't get selected. Now we also know too that on the hybrids, they're pulling about 30% of the builds are hybrids. So that's a low number. We have, for ours, we have about 100 orders that were EcoBoost, and the other 200 were hybrids. So we have, 60% of ours are hybrids. So it's going to take a little longer to get those out. We're going to probably have all of our EcoBoost scheduled, and then we'll be left to only having a bunch of hybrids. And if they're only pulling 30%, we may actually have some allocations not used in the next coming months. So, but that's just kind of how that system works. Let's talk about my order for a second. I have an order on a Maverick order. I chose the XLT trim. I chose the hybrid. This is going to be a vehicle that my son's going to drive around town. I want the best fuel economy for him, so I chose the hybrid. I also chose the XLT luxury package. That is a great package with a lot of benefits at a low cost. I think it's a very great value package. That's why I chose it. Heated seats, the power driver's seat. You get the 400-watt outlet in the bed as well as in the cab. It has those rail systems back there. Just a lot of benefit from that package, and that's what I want. So I want that build. I could take off the XLT luxury package. I could switch over to EcoBoost, and I could probably get mine scheduled above a bunch of others. But that's not what I want, and I don't want to settle. This is a vehicle that we're going to probably lease and have for about 3 years. I want it to be the way I want it to be equipped. So if you're out there and you have those and you're trying to consider whether or not you want to settle, don't settle on things that have to be done at the factory, just so you can get it a month earlier. Wait, be patient, get the one that you want. Now, if you're in a crunch, you need a vehicle or something like that, then I get that. That's really a decision you need to make. Now, if it has to do with an accessory, tonneau cover, spray and bed liner, those are things you can get after the vehicle gets here. They can be added to your order. Same thing I did with my Bronco. I brought that up in some of my live streams. I want, a modular front bumper. I want the bash plate on my Bronco. I want some other things. I want some rock rails, but I didn't order those on there because those are accessories I can add later. So what I do, I got scheduled pretty quickly and bumped ahead of a bunch of other orders because I left those off my order. And when my Bronco comes in, I've already got some of those on order, through our aftermarket department, I'm going to put those on my Bronco later. So when it comes to accessories, think about doing that. That might help process your order a little bit faster as well. So hopefully this video did help you out. Hopefully give you some information that you can use, whether it be contacting your dealership and going through and ask them if your order was approved through the ROVP. That's a first step if you want to make sure you got that done. If you know they got a copy of my driver's license, they know they got all that, you might just reach out just to say, hey, I don't want to bug you too much. I know you're probably getting a lot of other calls, but I just want to make sure, was my order approved? Because if it's not approved, they're not going to look at it for scheduling. So just keep that in mind. So again, if you did like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. I really appreciate it. Put your comments down below. I'll answer those comments the best I can. And then I'll kind of respond to those, as well as you can reach out to me on Facebook, on Twitter. I'm at Tim Bartz on there, as well as you can find me on Reddit that way. If you're in the Maverick Truck Club or the Maverick Chat forums, you can find me at Ford Video Guy on there. That's how that's kind of my name on there is Ford Video Guy, so you can find me on there as well. And you, of course, tag me, answer any questions. If you see somebody else has a question out there you think maybe I can answer for them, go ahead and tag me. I love to respond to those, and I will always respond to those and reply. Even if I don't have the answer and I need to reach out to the brand manager or someone else like that, or the media team, I can reach out to them and get you an answer. I'm going to let you know that as well. So again, hopefully you did enjoy this video. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that red subscribe button down below so you can subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. That way you can get notified the next time we have another video uploaded to our YouTube channel. And again, don't forget, you can find our dealership on social media. We're at McArthur on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And until next video, have a great day.